Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
It is a very colorful Exact Track 40 radar this Friday evening as storms mark the start of the weekend. Tonight's Tigers-Orioles game at Comerica Park is postponed due to the weather.
Of course, it will be made up in a doubleheader tomorrow. Let's go to forewarned meteorologist Ron Hillard with a closer look at what's happening with these storms, enough to postpone a baseball game, Ron.
That's right, Ty Kimberly. That active weather is descending upon downtown Detroit. Right now, though, you have it in Ann Arbor. You have it across southeast Michigan. The rain coming down. It is stormy. Belleville, we're getting that rain as well, but a little calmer than what we have in Ann Arbor. Here's what Exact Track 4D is showing. The rain showers to the south are moving toward the north and northeast. As you go closer to I-69, the showers are moving to the east and the east-southeast. These areas are converging over Metro Detroit, so you will have the opportunity to see the showers if you have not yet seen them yet. Going a little bit closer of where we have that activity as we go into Washtenaw County, Dexter, Ann Arbor, we're getting that rainfall going toward the north and the northeast. Getting some of that activity right now with heavy rain falling in northern Oakland County. Oxford, Lake Orion, we're getting that rain coming down. You see even some of those magenta colors. It is a very stormy afternoon and evening now. We will have the chance of some gusty winds out of this and even some minor flooding. The good thing is these storms are not expected to reach the criteria of severe storms. But again, you still want to make sure that you are getting indoors and avoiding any potential floodwaters. I'm going to have more on this coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Ron, thank you. The Michigan Supreme Court weighed in today on a case that's getting a lot of attention nationwide. It involves frozen embryos and who has rights to them after a divorce.
So Sarah Markowitz wants to have another child using the embryo, but her ex-husband David does not. Today, the court declined to take up the case, but says the issue does need to be settled elsewhere. Erica Erickson is live with more on the decision and where things could go next. Erica.
Yeah, where could they go? That's kind of what the question is. This is such a deeply personal and emotional case, and it's bringing up so many, again, deep issues, and it sits unresolved in some ways. Take a look. A deeply personal and emotional legal battle coming to an end for a divorced couple.
My client is relieved that the saga is finally behind him. It's been a long road and it's been stressful.
The Michigan Supreme Court deciding not to hear a case involving a dispute between Sarah and David Markowitz, a divorced couple fighting over the fate of a frozen embryo created before their 2020 divorce. The lower court ruling in favor of David, who opposed implantation, and the Supreme Court's refusal to review the case, leaving that ruling in place. The couple having 4 children during their marriage, 3 conceived through IVF using Sarah's sister's egg and David's sperm.
I don't believe that this case was the right case to make such important precedent, given the facts, the unique facts in this case.
During a hearing earlier this month, Sarah's attorney arguing she should be able to implant the embryo even after the divorce.
We would ask the court to take consideration of the significant financial cost of restarting the IVF process.
Friday, Justice Brian Zara stating such weighty issues should be handled by the legislature, not the courts, adding that, quote, the primary issue is how the law should classify and treat human embryos, frozen or otherwise, and that this question and topic invokes, quote, deep-seated and conflicting beliefs about morality, ethics, religion, human life, and personal autonomy.
I sympathize and I see the interests of both of the parties in this case.
Lawyer and Local 4 legal analyst Neil Rockine says the court's decision is disappointing as it leaves no clear legal precedent for others in similar situations.
There are going to be no really clean, easy to decide set of facts. Someone's heart is going to be broken, and someone is going to feel as though their choice is not being acknowledged.
Now, we reached out to Sarah's attorney in this just to get their reaction. We haven't heard back from them yet. The ACLU, meanwhile, also reacting to this decision. They say essentially that no one should be forced into parenthood. Reporting live, Erica Erickson, back to you.
Okay, Erica, thank you.
A Livingston County community is considering getting rid of its police force and hiring the sheriff's office to take over. The Village of Pinkney Police Department put out a post saying they don't want this to happen. And a meeting about to get started is discussing just that very issue. Jacqueline Francis joining us live with what we know right now about this police department and if it's going to be a police department in the future. Jacqueline.
Yeah, hi, Ty. Well, right now we're not at City Hall or anything like that. We're actually at an outdoor recreation center. This is where they chose to have this town hall. They want it to be more casual, more comfortable conversation. And what's at stake here is they need to reimagine the budget for the Village of Pinkney. And they tell me that more than half of Pinkney's budget goes towards the police department. Now, they are nowhere close to getting rid of it. It's possibly an idea down the road, but they really want residents to know they're coming here to have a conversation tonight. And if that were to happen, like in other communities that don't have a police department, they use and rely on the county sheriff's department or office to provide that police protection. So they're not there yet. They are going to talk about it tonight. And just to give you an idea of the size of Pinkney, there are less than 2,000 people, we're told. So we'll be here for that meeting at 6:30 and give you an update later on tonight. Reporting live in Pinkney, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Definitely a very important issue for that community. Jacqueline, thank you.
An Oakland County man is accused of sexual abuse, and he's one step closer to trial here. 40-year-old Omer Ajayi's was bound over to circuit court today. He's accused of recording himself inappropriately touching the child between 2023 and 2024. Also under investigation for secretly recording his patients for years. He's facing numerous charges and 2 class action lawsuits. Investigators say there may be more victims out there, so anyone with information is urged to come forward.
Tonight, we're learning more about the Macomb County fire that took more than a dozen departments to put out. Take a look. It happened Tuesday at RCO Industries on 12 Mile in Roseville. Our Sky 4 catching the whole thing. It's a facility that makes airline seats. Fire officials say they're looking into whether or not an explosion is what caused all these flames and this billowing smoke. They do expect to release more information in a few weeks. We should know more then. One Roseville police officer had to go to the hospital for breathing in smoke, but is expected to be okay. The Warren Lincoln High School boys basketball team recently won their 2nd straight Division II championship, but something's missing.
The school's budget doesn't include the money needed for 20 championship rings for the student athletes to commemorate their achievement. There's a GoFundMe set up for anyone who wants to help, and the QR code on your screen will take you to an article linking you there. The cost is more than $5,000, and they're more than halfway there so far, thanks to the Warren Police Athletic League, who heard about the situation and donated $3,000.
That's awesome. They need about $1,500 more to reach their goal to make up the remaining $2,000. But the coach says there's a different way people can help all the student athletes at Lincoln. Listen to this.
I've been here 7 years, and this is what we've been working with the last 7 years. And to be able to win 2 state championships with this type of weight room is to me, it speaks volume of how hard our kids work. So yes, we want to get the championship rings, but we also want to get better equipment so these athletes can win. The football team and girls basketball. It's more than just men's basketball here, boys basketball, and we want to support the whole program.
So if you want to help out the weight room, contact Warren Lincoln High School directly. They are not just hoping for money donations, but actual equipment too, if you have any of that. Well, it has been a warm week this week. You might be ready to get outside and start working on your garden.
Are we safe to start planning, though? I mean, I've been here long enough to know it's probably after Mother's Day that we wait to do that.
Some people wait until Memorial Day.
Just to be safe.
Yes. So, we are seeing some temperature fluctuation. We've seen 80s, we've seen cooler weather. Even last week we had temperatures in the 30s. Well, I've been digging for answers so you can find out when you can start planting. It's spring in Michigan. It could be in the 70s one day, and then the next it could be down to near freezing. So when is the best time to plant?
Michigan is Michigan. We will have some sort of crazy weather at some point. We don't expect it.
Chris Swartz, owner of Swartz's Greenhouse in Huron Township near Romulus, says many people use Mother's Day to mark the start of the planting season. But he reminds people there's not an exact date.
It's less based on temperature for the perennial, and it's more based on that first frost. So as long as we're not going to get a frost, they're hardy, they can probably handle it.
So when is the last freeze in Metro Detroit? According to the National Weather Service, it's April 22nd. But remember, it can get down to freezing even after that. The latest freeze on record is May 29th. That's a record dating back to 1966.
And I've seen it even as late as, Memorial Day.
Swartz says perennials are known to be hardier and can be planted anytime after the last freeze. But annuals, which only last for one season, are more sensitive to the cold.
They're a little bit more tender. They'd like to see those nights over 50 before they can be outside.
But as you know, it's that time of year when cool and warm air battle it out.
So if it is something like this container that you go ahead and purchase, and then all of a sudden Michigan does what Michigan does and gives us that cold night under 50 degrees after we thought we were in the clear, it's not a problem. We can bring it inside our garage, keep it nice and warm at night, put it back outside in the morning so that it gets that morning sun, and then you're good to go.
If you don't have potted plants, you may need to take other measures to protect them, especially if there's a risk of temperatures in the lower 30s or below.
What you want to do is you want to get that sheet or blanket out, kind of prop it up above the plant, so we don't want to actually lay the sheet on the plant. We want to keep it propped up so that there's a little bit of space between the sheet and the plant, and that sheet allows breathing to happen. We don't want to put plastic over the top because it's like putting plastic over us. It's not going to go well. The plant can't breathe and it's going to choke itself out.
Now open for the season, he says Swartz's greenhouse is ready to welcome back customers.
It's Michigan. It's been 6 months since we've seen a bloom because we just don't have the sun. So seeing the smiles walk through the door, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
And maybe you have a great feeling about planting this year. You can go ahead because Swartz's greenhouse opened for the season just yesterday. Swartz says that if you're serious about having a healthy and thriving garden, you want to make sure you get the right fertilizer.
Very important. And of course, as we were talking about in that story, we know the last freeze can happen in May. So
that's right.
Are we in the clear? Do we have the green light yet?
Well, besides a cool day tomorrow that we're going to have, the temperatures going into May, we look like we're going to be pretty good. We, in fact, have temperatures near normal to above normal going into early May with lows staying above freezing. So that's the good news.
I'm still waiting.
No crystal ball, obviously, but we're pretty much good to go.
Yeah, and Ty, remember, it's Michigan.
There's no 100%. Okay, yes. Got it.